Hi everybody, this is Mumbles, and welcome to my new video series, Indie Like. This is a companion video to the Indian Retro Podcast, which you can find on Stitcher, iTunes, and most other streaming platforms. In the podcast, we pick a major game or topic like Harvest Moon, and my mission is to find indie games that capture the essence of what we're talking about. It's a fun assignment for me that reminds me of working at Hollywood Video and running around digging up recommendations for folks who wanted a movie similar to one that they had already seen. And since we started the podcast, I've wanted to share these games with you on a deeper level, really show what they can do. And I also want to share games I didn't even mention. So let's start with the most recent podcast episode about Animal Crossing. This series has been important to me since it came out, and it helped encourage games to explore the boundaries of what is successful in the industry. Animal Crossing is three things to me: nature, friendship, and decorating. Honestly, the first two are more important to me, but we can't discount the joy of collecting and decorating without having to worry about spending real-world money. I mean, unless, of course, you're playing the mobile game. No, but seriously, you gotta pay a bunch of money, and they have loot boxes now, and it sucks. Anyway, the point of Animal Crossing is to let you relax and take joy in things that are hard to obtain in the real world. I could go for a walk around my block, for example, but there's a lot of cars and other people, and that would take away from the peaceful experience. If I wanted to see nature and not feel crowded, I'd have to drive out somewhere and make sure it's during the right time of day. And if it's a national park, I'd have to make sure that I have enough money. And if I'm going for a hike, I'd have to make sure that I have my water bottle and my hiking boots. And honestly, the same could be said about friendships in this game. In Animal Crossing, you just go over to an animal's house, you hang out, you maybe trade some furniture. In the modern world, it's hard to make friends, and it's even harder to collect the stuff you want for your home and decorate it as you see fit without any actual work or money involved. Okay, so what kind of games let you escape? We're not solely interested in games that play exactly like Animal Crossing. I mean, trying to find Animal Crossing clones would be a waste of our time. No, we want ones that have their own mechanics and stories to tell, but still evoke that nice feeling we get when we hear that Animal Crossing music start to play. Of course, you can always check out the games that lean heavier into farm simulations, cough cough Slime Rancher, since Harvest Moon and Animal Crossing have a lot in common. There's also No Man's Sky, which didn't live up to the promises the devs made, but it is a relaxing experience if you want to play it that way. Okay, let's get into it. Monster Pub. Cute monsters to pass the time with? A simple card game to play with people? I mean monsters? Don't mind if I do. Monster Pub is really just about hanging out in a pub, talking to monsters, and playing cards. The better you are at cards, the more the monsters will interact with you, and there's also dialogue options to play around with. This game has so many characters that are easy to love and fun to interact with. My favorite monster works on a fan fiction and is embarrassed about the original character they want to write in. It's a great game to play while sipping some wine, but make sure you get into the pub before you partake. The first time I played this game, I was already drunk and stumbled the wrong way down a street and couldn't figure out how to get inside where the game was happening. I also just really love the art style of this game. It feels like an Animal Crossing game in the sense that the characters are very stylized and very, very cute. They might be monsters, but I still want to hug them. Valhalla. I know this seems like a strange pick, but trust me, Animal Crossing is about doing small, easy tasks and getting to know villagers, right? Valhalla isn't all that different. You play as a bartender in this cyberpunk, not too distant future. Majority of the game is a visual novel with a bartender minigame sandwiched in. The characters are really interesting and the plot is good, meaty, cyberpunk stuff. And it's fun pretending to be a bartender. That's like one of my favorite things in the new Leaf Animal Crossing, and I think one of the older ones too, where you can be a barista and you can make coffee for people. You even get to recommend drinks or try to guess what the customer likes sometimes. And guess what? There's also a room decorating function to spend your in-game money on. Posters, Christmas trees, wallpaper, this game has it all. If you're gonna get this game, make sure you like to read while you play video games, because like I said, it's mostly a visual novel. But I found the plot to be really, really fascinating, and for me, it's easy to jump into that world and just feel totally immersed. Summer Catchers. Oh, okay. You guys know that I've already made a video about this, and yeah, I'm actually going to do a full video about this, so buckle up, bucko. It's beautiful, it's about exploring nature, and you have lots of animal friends. And you can actually write letters to your animal friends like in Animal Crossing. It's so cool. The dialogue in this game is fun, the gameplay is addictive, and while the main mechanic of puzzle racing can be punishing, you can always go back and do it all over again. How fast you complete this game is based on skill. And while I hit a lot of totem poles right in my dumb face, I never felt frustrated with this game. There's also customization options for yourself and the bike. Plus, I mean, look at this freaking game. I have done 10 minutes with indies on this already, and it might be more content in the future, and this might be my indie game of the summer, and I love it. It is so cool. Please check it out. The Haunted Island, a frog detective game. If you follow me on Twitter, you know I want to have a pet frog at some point this year. So it's possible this game is relevant to my interests. But look, Frog Detective has it all. Cute animals to talk to, an island to explore, a mystery to... Okay, so wait a second. Yes, this is more of a detective game than it is an Animal Crossing clone. But it has a lot of stuff I love about Animal Crossing built into it. You'll know if you like the sense of humor of this game right away. It hits you with it, you jump right in, and if it annoys you, you'll know, and that's that. But I think it's actually pretty fun, and it's very quirky. I also think this game would be really great for babies. I think this might be a great baby's first game. I think kids would really enjoy this game. So if you have a child who is playing games, who's of age to play Animal Crossing and wants to find something fun to play, maybe the Frog Detective game is a good choice. The game also isn't endless like Animal Crossing can be. It's short and it's sweet, but the writing and the art is so nice. It's like having a slice of that Animal Crossing life without having to boot up the game every day or boot it up after a year of not playing and get yelled at by Isabel. Now let's look ahead. If you've been a patron of mine, you might have heard of this upcoming game in my newsletter. I can't be the only person who wishes there was a Hermit Witch in the Forest simulator, and I think Among Trees is about as close as we're going to get right now. You get to live in a cabin, grow mushrooms, make food for yourself, all while exploring this beautiful forest. Among Trees is in a rough alpha that even if I bought it, I couldn't tell you about it. But from what I've seen on the game page, it looks really interesting. Once it opens up a little bit more, I'll make sure to tell you how it is. Next is Spiritfarer, a game to come out in 2020 on a bunch of different platforms, including the Switch. It's made by the Jotun devs, and it looks so beautiful and so relaxing. You play as a fairy woman who transports spirits into the afterlife, and you get to meet these animal friends along the way. Sound familiar? It's like Animal Crossing, but with more death and spirits and spooky stuff. When you're not transporting creatures or humans, I think it's just spirits. Let's go with spirits. When you're not transporting spirits to the afterlife, you get to explore, fish, and enjoy the scenery on your little houseboat. I've always wanted to stay at a houseboat, not live on one, But definitely like a weekend on a houseboat sounds pretty rad. Both of these games sound really nifty, and I'm looking forward to trying them out. Finally, okay, I know what you're thinking. This is all really positive mumbles. This is all about buying into an experience and trying to have a nice time. What about the darker side of Animal Crossing? What about the people who play Animal Crossing wrong? It is a parody game that's about 7 minutes long, about solving a mystery that takes place in an Animal Crossing town. I'm not going to spoil any of this for you since it is 7 minutes long and free on itch. Just go check it out if you want to have a giggle about a very popular video game franchise. Okay, that's it for now. What do you guys think about these indie games? Have you heard of some of them? Maybe not all of them, I hope. If you like this video, like, subscribe, ring that bell, comment, and say something cute. Follow me on Twitter. Check out my Patreon. All these things. I'll have links to all of the games below, and I'll see you next time.